This is Dow Houston, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. My videos address how to change your circumstances in life, whether they be financial, personal, social, or just life in general. I know there are hundreds, if not thousands, of similar sites. With that said, for better or worse, I just see the world differently than others, and I can tell you without any hesitancy that you will find thoughts, strategies, and ideas here you won't find anywhere else. It is my sincere hope you will find the content interesting and enjoyable. Thank you. Hey guys, Dal here. Hey, the second video I've made today, I always joke about it. I guess I must be feeling inspired. Heading back to lunch. This morning I made a video on how one minor aspect, whether you call it a tweaking of your, I used an umbrella in our backyard as an example, but then how you change one aspect of something and all of a sudden it changes the whole picture. What I want to talk about this afternoon is kind of based on that, but it creates an exponential factor. And that is this. What if you can change little factors all across the board about yourself, your life, that maybe don't seem related, but then link them together at a point in time where all of a sudden the changes are exponential. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's say that you can first physically change yourself. So you start working out and you begin to get more confident and you feel better. At the same time, that's only got to do with your physical life. If you look at it in a vacuum, it's only got to do with your physical life, okay? And your health. But let's say at the same time, you start doing some professional talks, okay? So I use it in my deal as an attorney. I've spoken on legal topics before. I've done talks to actual groups of attorneys. I've done webcasts, podcasts, various things. So you're doing that. At the same time, again, that shouldn't have anything to do with your health, okay? It's merely professional. At the same time, maybe socially or personally, I'll just use myself as an example. I always hate to talk about myself. Unfortunately, I do talk about myself because I've experimented with so much to try to change yourself that you're shy, you don't get out much, and all of a sudden you do some trips. I have found taking trips by myself, and taking trips on the family is good too, but taking trips by myself, so it's only me relying on myself and me getting around in a new city, making my own arrangements, what have you, changes some stuff. You start going to restaurants that you've never went to, talking to people you never did. So you've got that aspect. Maybe then religiously, let's say this, that you look at religion in a new light, changing some of the beliefs that you had, adding new beliefs to that. So each one of those factors is a factor like I talked about this morning. Hey, it's changed something. Well, what if you start linking those together? And let me give you this example, because again, they all are seemingly unrelated, but you can relate them by consciously saying, I took a trip to Chicago and I was there for a week and I made my way around town. I made subway arrangements to get where I was going. I went to places I normally wouldn't have went to. I went to restaurants I normally wouldn't have went to, good and bad and what have you. So my confidence is up. And I sit back and look at it and say, now, if I can consciously link that to my professional growth, for instance, how do I do that? Well, I am a lot more confident. Hence, that confidence from my personal life flows over And I consciously link it, say, I am going to consciously realize, I did all these things. So, so the stuff I was previously insecure about doing, maybe speaking professionally, even though I was doing it, now I'm a little bit better at it. Same thing, taking that, hey, I spoke. No, I wasn't the best speaker, man. I felt a little bit, or maybe I felt a lot of jitters about it. But I'm going to apply that into my travels. And now all of a sudden, I've got a lot more confidence to talk to people at the restaurants, to talk to people at the stores, to talk to people at where I'm going, the new places I go. Physically, I have found this to be the case. Now, it's going to sound weird, and it may sound like violence. I don't know, it's not. But one thing I found several years ago was this. I went in for a very serious hearing a few years ago, up against, honestly, one of the best attorneys in the state of Oklahoma. And I was admittedly nervous. It was a big matter, involved a lot of money. And I was wanting, frankly, to prove to myself that I could intellectually go up against this guy, and emotionally too. And I've been working out, summertime. I work outside in the summertime. Not only do I do physical work in the summertime, but my fitness routine is outside. And so, I'm working out, it's 105 degrees, and I work out for an hour, and the sweat's coming down, and anyway, you get to feeling pretty tough. So anyway, I go in, and in the courtroom's this attorney, and I go over and shake his hand, and I'm not a big man. I know cameras can be deceiving, but I am not a big man. But I remember feeling this guy's hand, and it was so soft and tender, and frankly, weak. And it gave me such a boost going into that court hearing that if I wanted to, I could have flipped him across the room. Now, I wouldn't have, and that wasn't what it was about. But it was just another piece of confidence in your toolbox, in your emotional quiver, if you want to call it that. Once you start bringing all those factors together, you will find your life changes exponentially. And the more it changes, the more each one of those changes, the more you push yourself, the more you realize you can do. It is absolutely amazing and frankly stunning. Guys, change your life. Make a small change at a time. And it doesn't, sometimes it just, like I said this morning in my video that's linked, it's, I think, episode 22, sometimes it doesn't matter what that change is. It can be so minor, but it is that necessary step that moves you forward. Then if you do it with all different aspects of your life, not just one. Everyone focuses on, hey, my social life sucks, so I'm going to change my social life. Or my professional life sucks, so I'm going to change it. Or my finances suck. But if you can link all those together, so you're changing each one of those aspects just a little, and then in your head sit down and say, it doesn't look like those factors are related, but they are, and I'm going to make them related. Your life will change. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. This is a really valuable lesson. Talk to you later.